Hey Tamers, welcome back to Hero Games. So after the success of our last Red Hybrids builds, I have begun trying to play around with some of the other colors. I want to kind of see what else we can do. So our next step on the hybrid train, we're going to take a look at blue hybrids. Now, before we get into this, I will say blue hybrids has two very defined lines. They have the Lobomon line and they have the Kumamon line. The lines do mingle together very well. They're very interchangeable. They complement each other very well. I will say, definitively speaking, I do think the Kumamon line is objectively stronger than Lobomon in some cases. But I like the Wolf Boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like the Wolf Boy. So we're kind of just going all in on the Wolf Boy. So before you start pointing out the Kumamon, I know Kumamon is kind of just a better Lobomon. I don't care. But let's get into it. We're running 4 copies of the BT4 Shabimon. We're going to do the on-play, top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon card with hybrid in its form, and 1 blue tamer card. Place the rest of them at the bottom, so this is going to be our go-to searcher. We also have the backup searcher of the new BT7 Shabimon. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 card with hybrid in its traits, Susanomon, or a Koji among them to your hand. So we get to look at one more card, and the trade-off is that we only get to pick 1 instead of 2, and the tamer has to be a Koji. However, it does have that nice on-deletion effect that we may play 1 Koji from our hand, so we can get him on top of a stack with a Koji in hand. We're not too worried if it gets deleted because we're getting to play a free tamer, which can be really good. We also, of course, are going to run the BT6 Shabimon for one of our main attackers. If this Digimon is hybrid or Tin Warriors in its type, gain 1 memory when attacking. So it's a great way to just build up a little extra memory. You know, blue likes to get all of the memory they can. If you came from my red build video, you'll notice the proportions are very similar. So I'm basing my theory build ratios off of my success with the red hybrids so far. It gives me kind of a good starting place, and I can kind of adjust from there. We're going to run 3 copies of Pokemon, adding a little bit more search power even still. On play, reveal top 5 cards of your deck, add 1 card with hybrid or Tin Warriors in its traits, and 1 tamer card among them to your hand. Place our main cards at the bottom, and then when one of our tamers digivolves, gain 2 memory. Moving on to our level 4s, we are of course running the classic, the good old Lobo for game. Evolve for 2. Lobomon can evolve on top of a tamer, as if it was level 3 Digimon. You also notice in the art there, I never really noticed it before, but we see Duskmon back there, who's one of the, we'll say one of the hybrids that didn't make it out this set. When do we get this guy? And can we put him in black, please? It'll probably be in purple, though. Moving on to our level 4 hybrid, or other level 4 hybrid, we're going to run 3 copies of MagnaGarurumon. You may digivolve this card on top of a blue tamer as if it was level 3 Digimon, and then when attacking, return one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to the owner's hand. This is our Boko remover in the same way that Burning Greymon was for red. We use MagnaGarurumon to send Pokemon back to the hand. It's not as good as deletion because they can play it again and still search, but you know, at least it won't be there on field for them to be doing those free evolves quite as easily. We're also running 3 copies of the new MagnaGarurumon, so this can evolve on top of a level 3 for 3 memory, evolve on top of a tamer for 2 memory, or on top of another level 4 for 1 memory. And when digivolving, if this card is a hybrid in its traits or Koji, this Digimon gains jamming, so we can swing pretty safely without worrying about being deleted by high security check, especially against yellow if they got some Zoes on the field. Our level 5, we are going into Beowulfmon. Beowulfmon will evolve for 3. This Digimon has jamming, and most importantly, on opponent's turn, while this Digimon has Digivolution cards, including a Digimon card with hybrid in its form, or a blue tamer card, it cannot be attacked. So I can see this being a really good counter card against green. Green wants a lot of piercing ability. Green wants to swing into your Digimon, crash into them, get them trash effects. We can kind of safely swing with Beowulfmon and not be worried about that. They will have to go through hard removal, such as like red or purple cards, or even yellow's DP reduction, but this will be a nice move against green, I believe. And we're running the other Beowulfmon as well from BT7. When one of your Digimon with the Tamer card and its Digivolution card digivolves into this, you may reduce its memory cost by 2, essentially making a 1-cost turbo option. And then when attacking, you may return 1 card with hybrid in its traits from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon back to their hand. So this is a great way to remove some smaller boards. This would be really great for rivaling hybrids. We can remove Bogos and other hybrids off the field. We can send Shademons, purples, Rush Boys, back to their hand without worrying about them. So Beowulfmon here can be a pretty good smaller board removal against some of those more rushy tactics. We're going to go for 4 copies of MagnaGarurumon. Once per turn, you may return 1 hybrid and its traits from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to your hand to return one of your opponent's Digimon of the same level as a return card to the owner's hand. So we can remove any Digimon, basically, depending on what we stack under them. This is both a when Digivolving and a when attacking effect, which is pretty nice. And then on your turn, when an effect adds a card to your hand, you may suspend one of your Digimon, which is good. So it allows MagnaGarurumon to attack twice, which is pretty solid. It's typical blue stuff. We always like that unsuspend kind of stuff. Moving on to our cards, I'm going to sort that actually real quick. There we go. We're running 2 copies of Starlight Velocity. You may play 1 Tamer card or 1 Digimon card with hybrids in its traits from one of your Digimon's Digivolution cards as a Tamer or as another Digimon without paying its memory cost. And then a security effect, you may play 1 Koji from your hand or trash. So while the security effect is nice, being able to recycle Kojis as we need to, what I actually like it for is I like it with the Davis. So for 3 drop, it's kind of like a Kaiser Nail or the new Blaywon, the new Waymon support. We can evolve Davis, who already has a searching effect, into a Lobomon or some other kind of hybrid. We can do what we need to do with that. And in red hybrids, I'd be kind of careful about evolving on top of my Tides because I didn't want to lose the memory correcting if I already have another one. But with Starlight Velocity, I can evolve on top of Davis, do what I need to do with it, and then I can in turn playing Starlight Velocity for 3, which is practically playing the cost of a Tamer anyways. Take that Davis back from under that hybrid, and then do another search on top of that. And of course, I could just also put that on top of a Sora Joe or a Koji. Play another Sora Joe for 3 memory, or play another Davis for 3 memory. It just sounds pretty good to me. We're running our 1 legal copy of Icewall when all of your opponent's Digimon gain when attacking. Lose 2 memory until the end of the next turn, so this is our good stall card. And if checked in security, gain 2 memory, kind of making it like a Hammer Spark. We're also running 2 copies of Hammer Spark to just gain 1 memory, or gain 2 if checked in security. We're running 3 copies of Davis. If you have 2 or more memory or less, set your memory to 3. And on play, reveal top 3 cards to your deck, add 1 blue and 1 green Digimon card among them to your hand. Obviously, we're only running blue here, so we're only going to be picking 1 target, but still a decent search. At the start of your turn, if your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards in play, gain 2 memory. So this is a way to put us over the 3 memory threshold. And then when you attack with a blue Digimon, you may suspend this Tamer to trash up to 2 Digivolution cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. This allows us to remove sources, so if we're playing against like the rivaling colors, we can get rid of their effects that either gain memory or give piercing or play Tamers for free, whatever. We can start chipping away at some of those when we attack with our blue Digimon. And of course, 4 copies of Koji. You play this card without paying its memory cost and checking security. Main effect, you may place 5 cards with hybrid under this card from your hand in order to Digivolve into a MagnaGarurumon. So this allows us to warp evolve into our Magna once you start building up some cards in hand. And then when an effect adds a card to your hand, gain 1 memory. Then this Digimon cannot be blocked for the turn. So this kind of plays a bit with blue's usual, kind of like typical Garuru old school blue strats where we're going for a lot of cards in hand. We're going for unsuspending attacks. We're going for the jamming. We're downplaying a little bit on the removing sources build just because I really don't want to run the Kumamon thing. I recognize that it's good. I recognize it's probably stronger than this. But I kind of like Lobomon, and I like his line. So for this, at least this first theory build, I'm going to go all in on this and see what I can do with this. And make changes as I got to. It's just a theory build, so we'll see. I don't even have all these cards yet, so who knows when I'll get to test it. But you never know. But thanks for coming out to see my video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to see more Digimon content. Let me know what you're running in your blue hybrid build. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thank you.